Okay guys, welcome back to question 3. Let's go through the question and see what are they saying here. In diagram below P, okay, there's P is to 9 is to 2 is to 9, so they're giving us point P is sitting there. A R is n minus it's n into minus 13, which is sitting there, and M are vertices of the parallelogram, which is a PARM. Okay, we can see that there's a parallelogram there. And then they said MT is a straight line such that M is the midpoint. So this one is the midpoint, X midpoint of this line, of the line PT. Okay, T, it's given by 10 is to minus 3, is also a point such that PT and PT is perpendicular to RT. So we know that immediately when they talk about perpendicular, therefore it means that the product of the gradient between the two lines is gonna give us -1. Guys, these are just the basics, so it's better when you read a question you state them as you move along. You'll never know when you're going to need them in this question. All right, so let's move on to 3.1. 3.1, it says that determine 3.1.1.1 the length of PT. Leave your answer in says form. Okay, so they're asking us to do the length. So 3.1.1, they want us to do the length of PT. So therefore we're going to say the distance formula, we're going to use it. PT is equal to square root of you're gonna say x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. Okay, so let's see here. PT is these two numbers here. We can come here and say, okay, no, this will be x1, this will be y1, therefore this will be x2, therefore this will be y2. So we're gonna come here and substitute all of that into our formula. It's going to be 10, so minus 2 all squared plus y is going to be minus 3 minus 9. Okay, just taking it as they are here, guys, on the PT here. Therefore, if we punch this all together into our calculator, there is no need to summarize it, guys. We'll just put it all together into our calculator the way it is going to give us square root of 64 plus 144, which gives us 4 square root of 13 as our answer there. Right, guys, let me know what you think of this one. If you are confused, let me know on the comment section below as well. We'll just use the distance formula to find the length of PT. 3.1.2, 3.1.2, this one here, the gradient of PT. Want us to find the gradient of PT. The formula for the gradient of PT is going to be given by gradient PT is going to be given by y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Okay, so we're just gonna come here, say y2 is what? It's minus 3, and then minus y1, which is minus 9, all over x2, which is 10, minus y1 minus x1 rather, which is 2. And then therefore you would simplify. This one is going to give us, at the top is going to be negative 12, at the bottom is going to be negative 8. So no, sorry, it's going to be positive 8, not negative 8, rather 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. So it's equal to, when you simplify this, it's going to be negative 3 all over 2. Great stuff. So now moving right along, 1.3.3. Okay, moving 1.3.3. There you go, 1.3.3. Let's write it here, 3.1.3. It says here the gradient of ER. Gradient of ER, let's come to our diagram. ER is this line here, and then we already have the gradient of PT. Okay, we already have the gradient of PT. So remember, if you have got these 3 points here, say this one here, PMT. Okay, PMT is in a straight line. So if they said PMT are collinear points, guys, it means they have got the same gradient. It means they have got the same gradient. So therefore, if they have got the same gradient and they're asking us to find the gradient of ER, you won't be, you remember here you don't have the coordinates of E, so therefore you'll just come here and say the gradient of no, I'm saying it in the wrong way. Not like that. Come on, it's not like that. It's not collinear yet, but I these points, they are collinear. Yes, this is fine. They are collinear, but I don't think we're gonna use that one here yet. They are collinear, but if you have a look at this point here, you will see that the AR gradient, it will be equal to the gradient of MT is equals to the gradient also of the gradient of MT, right? But now also, guys, you need to realize that these two lines, they are parallel. Line PM, it's parallel to AR, which therefore makes the gradient to be equal. So now therefore, if the gradient of AT is parallel to AR, so no, not AT, but also parallel to, let me see, because it is the same straight line, also parallel to PT. So it means if you have the gradient of PT, we calculated it earlier, it was given by -3/2. This will also be equal to the gradient of AR, because what, they are collinear points and they are also parallel, right? Great stuff, guys. If you have a question on what I'm doing here, or you are confused just a little bit, please let me know on the comment section below. I will definitely do something to explain even more further, but I think we all get it. Collinear points, they have equal gradient. If two lines are parallel, the gradients are also equal as well. So now 3.1.4, they want us to find the coordinates of the midpoint. So we're gonna say x at midpoint is going to be given by y. Is going to be given by y, no, not, we start with x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then also here y1 plus y2 divided by 2 should give us the coordinates of the midpoint, which is the x midpoint and then the y midpoint. Okay, so we're gonna substitute x1 is equal to 2 plus x2, which is equals to 10 divided by 2, and then y1 is equals to 9, then plus in brackets -3 all over 2. So therefore in this case you are going to have 12/2, and then here you are going to have 6/2, which gives us 6:3, which is our midpoint values there at M. Okay, guys, this is how you would deal with the midpoint. Simple, straightforward midpoint formula. Okay, so let's move right along to 3.2. Okay, here we go. We already have this midpoint formula here, which is given by 6:3. So now they say determine the equation of line PM in the form of that. Okay, so 3.2 says determine the line of PM. Remember, we said this PM and then P, the gradient. We already said the gradient also of PT and also the gradient of MT, they are collinear. So it means all the gradients here, they are equal. So therefore it means the gradient of PM will be -3/2, which is also equal to the gradient of PT. Okay, so now in terms of the formula, you're gonna come here, say y is equals to x plus c. This is the gradient of pm. We already have the gradient y, it's equals to minus 3 over 2. We got x plus c. Then we choose one coordinate, either this one or this one or this one. It really doesn't matter, guys, but I advise that you choose the one that is easy. So in this case, I'm going to choose coordinate p. Then I'm going to substitute this coordinates here. Y will go there, and then x will substitute it there where there's x, right? So it's going to be 9. It's equal to negative 3 over 2x. No, x is what? X is equals to 2 in this case, plus c. So 2 and that will cancel out. Then we take the 3 to the other side, so it's going to be 9 plus 3, which is equal to c. C is equals to 12. Therefore our equation in this case will have to be y, it's equals to negative 3 over 2x plus 12. There you go. Great stuff. So now that is that. So let's move right along to question 3.3. all right, guys. So now 3.3, I hope you guys are understanding this one, guys. So if you've got a question to say what if you substituted t 10 is to 3, guys, you're gonna get the same answer. It will still be correct. Even if you had substituted this value of mx is to 3, you're gonna get the same answer as well, right? Okay, so they say that we must show that the value of n is equal to n is equal to 5 in this case. All right, so let's do that. Let's do that. If you can see here, we have got two gradients. We've got the gradient of pt, gradient of pt, which is equals to negative 3 over 2. Then if you look at this line, the line of rt is perpendicular to this condition here. Remember what I said earlier on? I said maybe sometime we're going to need this condition is perpendicular to the gradient of rt, which is equals to negative 1. So we already have got this gradient here, which is negative 3 over 2 multiplied by the gradient of rt is equals to negative, oh sorry, this is supposed to be equals to 1 because they are perpendicular to each other, not that. Yeah, it's going to be negative 1 here, right? So now we need to find this expression here. We need to find this one here. So what is the gradient of rt? So rt will just be the same as the other formulas, guys. Minus 1, it's equals to, so we can say that this is our x1, this is our y1, so we can say this is our x2, this is our y2. So what is y2? Y2 is minus 3 minus into minus 13. Okay, so all over x is going to be equals to 10 minus n. So now let's simplify. This is going to be minus 13, minus 3 plus 13 is equals to 10 minus n. So this one here will have to give us 10 over 10 minus n, so which is going to be rt. So therefore now this one you can come now and go and substitute it back to this into that formula up there. So let's see, it's going to be minus 3 over 2 into multiply by 10 all over 10 minus n is equals to negative 1. Remember, they were looking for n. Okay, so now what we can do here, we can simplify this. You can say this multiply by that, 10 here is going to give us 5. 5 times 3 is going to give us negative 15 all over 10 minus n is equals to negative 1 all over 1. Okay, so what we can do here, we can cross multiply, then cross multiply everything here. 15 times negative 1 is going to give us negative 15. Here you're going to have negative 1 times 10 is going to give us negative 10. Negative 1 times n, be careful with the negative, guys, is going to give us plus n. So we can simplify it. Take 10 to the other side here, then you're going to have n is equals to negative 15 plus 10, which ultimately gives us negative 5. Oh, they said we must show that is equals to 5. You are getting negative 5. Let's see if it makes sense. But I think it does make sense, because here x is negative, it's not positive. So maybe here in this case they made a mistake on this question paper. The answer is supposed to be negative. N is negative, because we know this is what the third quadrant where both x and y are negative. So makes sense why we got a negative answer there. All right, so let's move right along, moving to question 3.4. This is the last question. Oh, I'm out of space here. Okay, so I'll try to squeeze it here. Question 3.4 said, show that the area of R, this is R, M, T. Okay, they want us to calculate the area of this angle. So we know that when we want to calculate the area of a right angle triangle, you are going to say area of right angle triangle is given by half base times height. So this is our base here. We must find the distance, and this is our height. So now we already know. Remember guys, earlier on 3.1 we calculated the length of PT, and then we found that the length of PT, the distance of PT was PT is equal to 4 root 13. Okay, from the previous questions. So but now if this is the midpoint, so it means this is just halfway. It's a half the distance of the total of PT. So therefore it means now the distance of MT is just going to be this divided by 2. It's going to be square root of 13 divided by 2, which is 2 square root of 13. Okay, so now what are we left with now? And then therefore this, in terms of that equation, this will give us the base of that triangle. So now what are we left with? We are now left with the length of RT. RT is going to be given by, we all know the distance formula guys. I'm not going to put it here, but let me know what you think. We already found N. N is minus, so it is just going to be equal to 10, okay, minus into minus 5 all squared plus y, which is minus 3 into minus 13. Okay, I'm just using the distance formula here guys. So now therefore with that, this together will give us 5 square root of 13. This is the distance of RT. So therefore this will give us the height. So therefore now we can come to our formula, said half times the base, which is 2 square root of 13, and then 5 square root of 13. Okay, so now therefore what you have there, you can add, when you put everything together and multiply everything together here on my calculator, I am getting a value of 65. Remember guys, this is an area, you must say units squared, even though they didn't give it to you. But and however, okay guys, so listen very carefully here. So if for an example you decided not to calculate this the way I did here, okay, you go ahead, because you already gotten these values here, you go ahead and use these two values to calculate this distance. You will get the same answer guys. There's no problem with that. You can go that route, but it will just take you more time. But however, it doesn't mean that you're going to be wrong. You're still going to be correct, and you should therefore deserve full marks thereof. I am Gaston Mapala. Make sure guys you leave a comment on the comment section below, or like this video, and make sure that you share this video with other learners as well, so that they can also learn on our channel right here at Maths with Gaston. I am Gaston Mapala. Let me see you in question 4.